You if you say you big bad salon. You if you say you na kakatua. You will say you go distress salon. You will say you go distress salon if they not vote you in. You feel say you big bad salon. You feel say you above the law. Well, I got a message for you. The message they come out directly from the Sierra Leone Police. Family, Menadima, the great TGM TV. I want that we share this program. That we listen to what the police they can tell. The one way say it will destroy Salon. We all know Samura Kamara. You will say you go destroy Salon. You get message for the Sierra Leone Police. Family, wanna share. Nobody big bad Salon. Salon is sweet like with cassava leaf. Nobody no go puela. Yes. Nobody say you for let you go cause mommy cause. Nobody tell you say for let you misbehave and people. To send people there for let them cause mommy cause. Hey, endorse them. He say all man they listen to buy you. When you don't endorse mommy cause, to cause with imam there, cause with pastors there. And you know definitely with imam there, the school picking there, the woman there, the pastors there, the religious leaders there, the imam there, they all go vote against APC. Then you not see the defeat. Then you don't want to accept defeat. That it make you go sign the peace agreement, you go do one, you go wear black because you're not ready for peace. But listen to the police. The police get message for you. Kudos to Sierra Leone Police. Respect. Law and order for Huluata. Nobody big pass salon. Nobody na kakatua for salon. Family, wanna share.
And we also see some political actors say, now this government when I want to bring back, this one we want to bring and they make salon ungovernable. Then let them be warned.
If you want to continue for the stress Sierra put this government back.
When I read,
back.
In the canto can.
If you want to continue for the stress Sierra put this government back.
When I read,
back.
That we are prepared for that. If their business is not peace, the people have a choice to decide who should govern them. That is Western democracy. And that is why when we are policing them, we say policing by consent. And so if you lose the election, you think that you will come and make this country ungovernable, then understand that Sierra Leone Police will not entertain that at all. Will not entertain that at all. And we are fully prepared and fully deployed. And the deployment we have had in the western area, we are replicating it. In fact, we have replicated it right across this country. And when we recently toured this country under the leadership of the NS Court, the CDS and the Honorable Inspector General were all there and other stakeholders, we made it known to those NECs where they have military presence and they also have military presence right across the country, that they should engage their military counterparts where they see security at stake, and they will be able to address that adequately. At regional level, the recall and the brigade commanders should be able to be conducting meetings with NS Code and other stakeholders with primary forces and their counterparts. They will be able to organize and address security as they come. And as we are here, we are 24 hours awake. And that is why we want people to understand that why they are snoring. We let them enjoy their snores because we are awake. The police is awake. And so 24 hours, if you call my brother here, he will respond to us. If you call any of these police officers, they will respond to you. Equally so. But let me tell you equally that we have been able to establish our FM radio 91.1 is actually undergoing test. We always say that we are journalists, so you're coming to believe that. So the 98.1 is, we want to call it a security radio. That radio is to get it straight to the community members. We advise them, we talk directly to them, what is expected of them, and we are ensuring that we provide all their security. But to whom much is given, much is expected, is said. And so, we invite you here, as I always say, through you, you get to members of the public, for them that they can sleep and snore. the Sierra Leone Police, the military, and their partners are awake. Those who do not believe in peace will be forced to believe in peace. But then most importantly, we want you and the public to understand that the propaganda they are actually passing around that, oh no, that the ruling government is trying police safety for who? That is not true. The ruling government is law-abiding. They believe in rule of law. They are politically tolerant. And those actually that claim that the police is at the beck and call of the ruling government are those that are not politically tolerant, are those that don't believe in rule of law. Let me give you a clear example. In 2012, the ruling government at this point lost election. They went to the judiciary, which is actually there to look into their case. They were denied that chance. The rule of law, the judiciary could not hear them. And when they did not hear them, what did their flagbearer do? He packed his bag and said, look, let go London, let go do PhD. And then he left to read abroad. And in 2018, the opposite happened. A political party leader lost the election. He did not go to election. He did not go to the judiciary, which is provided to actually look into his case and see whether there were issues of his concern and there were genuine, but simply said, I will make Sierra Leone ungovernable. And we have been around the police. I can happily actually state that almost the age of some of my colleague journalists are still here because I've been in the SLP for 36 years. But I must say that from 2018 to now, this is the only time we have never had a week. The political atmosphere has been very terrible. We are prepared for that. And prepared for that, our commanders down to the LECs, they are fully prepared for that. But I must re-emphasize that we lose no police officers anymore. Those who cannot obey the law, they will face the full force of the law. And so let me add finally that for the first time that in the midst of competing priorities, this government has provided, in fact, boats for the Sierra Leone Police. You know, there are areas we cannot access them without boats. We have the Marine Wing. They are deployed right across the country. And so, but they cannot go to these areas without actually boats. I must thank our development partners because the American Embassy gave us a few boats. I remember when I was Director of Crime Services, I was always going there to tell them that look, these boats you have provided, we are taking proper care of them. I could go to Toko to tell them that what we have done, we are. But this is the first time, I must say, that the city government, in the midst of all competing priorities, have bought actually boats that we will be using to go to those riverine areas where we deploy and where in time of emergencies we'll be able to use our boats. I actually will be doing disservice to this country if I don't actually add that this government has actually provided enough vehicles, which the Inspector General, the Honorable Inspector General, I refer him as Honorable because in the past they were members of Parliament, and so they still carry that respect and the way they carry themselves. And so if I will not wait for that question to be asked, why you refer to the Inspector General as Honorable Inspector General. He has been a member of Parliament, a Minister of State for Security, Internal Security. And though he is no longer a member of Parliament for Internal Security, but he's still playing the role. And so our Honorable Inspector General has distributed more vehicles because of this sitting government making it possible, because without vehicles, we cannot respond on time. And one thing you should understand, our response time is very important. If you are given a stress call, it takes longer for you to get there. You either meet those victims dead, or you meet they have done what they have planned to do, and they are left. And so we are telling our regional commanders, and that we cascade down to the LECs, that the response time will equally look at it. If you are called on stress call and you do not respond on time, and something could not be done, and crime is committed. And that is why I told you much earlier that we are actually mandating our CDID, the Complaint Discipline and Internal Investigation Department, to monitor those issues to see if they actually discharge their functions within the provisions of professionalism. And so, be rest assured, when you go home, you may even lie down and still continue snoring. The police is awake with the military and our partners who will ensure no harm come your way. But those who think that they cannot obey law, let them be advised that the police is awake and will let them face the full force of the law. For say, when you are voting, no, I'm not going to they vote me. You have, that is why the ECSL has provided a provision that you nominate those who are accredited to tour around and see what is happening at the voting centers. You nominate your agents. So with all that, you are assured that if anything is going wrong, you will be notified. If with all that you are not actually satisfied, that you have to go there and make the place unsafe, then be rest assured that the Sierra Leone Police will not allow that. We have done our level best, we will continue to do our level best, and we ensure that this election, the general elections, at the same time we're having our local council elections, will be fully policed with the police and our partners, the military in particular, to ensure that there's safety and security. We have already tasked the NFF to actually make sure that their fire engines are in proper working order and deploy them where we have sensitive voting materials, so that where in the event of accidental fire break, they will be able to handle that, so that those sensitive voting materials will be safe. We have already had an arrangement with the military to ensure that they provide transportation, so that they will carry sensitive voting materials to the respective destinations and actually have more the QRF, that's a quick response team, so that where we are overwhelmed, they will be able to materialize and we will be able to handle it. So with all these arrangements, under the leadership of the NS Board and the primacy under the Sierra Leone Police, under the leadership of the Honorable Inspector General, be rest assured that there is safety and security. I will admonish you and the members of the public to be politically tolerant, to obey the rule of law. If they fail to do so, they will face the full force of the law. I thank you all, my colleague journalists, as well as my police officers. Thank you very much.